We are on night 2 of my WrestleMania card, the 6th match of night 2, and it is Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. Logan Paul won the title at Crown Jewel against Rey Mysterio, and this man has still not defended it as of recording. So it feels like he's probably going to be holding it for a bit longer, maybe all the way up into WrestleMania. So there's a number 1 contender tournament going on right now on SmackDown, and let's say Kevin Owens wins the tournament. It would be Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul, and they already had a little promo segment on SmackDown where Logan kept dissing Kevin Owens on commentary, so it would make perfect sense for the match to be Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble for the United States Championship. The main build-up for this match would be Kevin Owens finally wanting to be solo champion again after so many years of failing to do so. But before he gets to Logan, he has 3 clowns in front of him. He already beat Grayson Waller, he already beat Austin Theory, and now all he has to do is beat Logan Paul, which may seem easy, but you'll see. Now, before that match, LA Knight is on the SmackDown before the Royal Rumble, and he cuts a promo. Let me talk to ya. It seems like the WWE has been the hottest it's ever been. You have CM Punk trying to main event WrestleMania, Randy Orton coming back from an 18-month-long hiatus, Gunther is still the Intercontinental Champion, and hell, Logan Paul is United States Champ. LA stops after saying Logan Paul because the crowd really popped when he said his name because they want to see LA Knight versus Logan Paul. Now LA Knight continues and says, see in 24 hours at the Royal Rumble, it's going to see who gets the opportunity to main event WrestleMania. And ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a little late. I know we only have 24 hours. But the megastar LA Knight, yeah, will be in the Royal Rumble, and I will main event WrestleMania and finally become world champion. A-Town down. It's Waller and Theory interrupting LA Knight. They both come down to the ring and say, what you want about? If you want 2 megastars to main event WrestleMania, you're looking at them right now. Now LA Knight is just standing there while Theory and Waller just got the most goofiest smiles on the planet right now. And now LA Knight tries to comprehend the delusion going through the minds of Waller and Theory and responds by saying, look, I get that currently you have a combined 3 brain cells, but even you know that deep down, that ain't ever gonna happen. Theory then says, okay, whatever, Mr. Lala Knight. If you think we're not good enough to be megastars, then didn't you lose to Roman clean? I mean, personally, me, I would never do that. Grayson, would you ever do that? He says no. See, I mean, I remember it so vividly. It went like Superman punch, spear, Superman punch, ooh, 1, 2, 3, and after the match, you even came on SmackDown and said, "Oh, I'm gonna get back to Roman. Oh, Roman isn't safe because LA Knight is coming after him." Waller then adds to that by saying, I was just watching the match earlier today, and it's so much more funny now that I'm standing right here in front of LA Knight with a big old smile on my face. But now LA Knight has had enough. But now LA Knight is not playing around. He had some things to say to the audience, but Grayson, Waller, and Austin Theory are not letting him do that. So he's had enough, and he knocks out both Waller and Theory. He puts them down on the floor. Now fast forwarding to the Royal Rumble, LA Knight comes out early into the match, but there's already 2 men in the Rumble, and they are Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. And now LA Knight has to deal with both of them, so he's like, ah, shit. Now LA Knight enters the ring, but manages to take both of them down, and I'm not really going over too much of the Royal Rumble, but later on in the match, after like 15 minutes or so, LA Knight gets eliminated by Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. They double team him, and LA Knight is gone from the Rumble. Now later on in the night, Logan Paul versus Kevin Owens is happening. Kevin Owens is real annoyed because throughout the build to this match, Logan Paul kept making Waller and Theory fight Kevin Owens. And now it's finally time for the main course for Kevin Owens. The match starts, and this is a kind of a clash of styles. Logan being a quicker guy and Kevin Owens just doing whatever he wants to. This match lasts around 15 to 20 minutes and has a whole lot of near falls. Maybe a bit too many. Something surprising is that Logan Paul actually kicked out of the stunner, and now KO is real shocked because, I mean, why would he kick out the stunner? Late into the match, both men are tired and out of energy. Logan catches Kevin Owens lacking, and now Kevin Owens catches a big brass knuckle right hand and gets knocked out by it. Everyone is shocked, but I mean, what do you expect is Logan Paul. He does anything to win, and that's exactly what happens. Logan Paul pins Kevin Owens and retains his United States Championship. Kevin is furious, but now he moves on to something better because he doesn't want to be in the ring with a dipshit like Logan Paul. And that's how the Royal Rumble ends. LA Knight getting thrown out the Rumble by Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, and Logan Paul retaining the United States Championship. The SmackDown after the Royal Rumble, Logan Paul is in the ring once again, and everyone is booing. He is not getting cheered. After cheating to win, Logan Paul's first words are, "Play dirty to win dirty." Taught by the dirtiest players in the game, and this is what I've become. I've been United States Champion for 3 months now, and I get I only had one title defense, but I mean, I did more with this championship than anyone before. I am the only celebrity to hold this great championship, and now I want Perth, Australia to see how great I am. So anyone behind that locker room, I am demanding anyone to step up to me and face me at the Elimination Chamber in Australia. And then the person that accepts the open challenge is Grayson Waller. Waller and Theory confront Logan, and Logan is surprised because they're buds and all that. Now Grayson starts up by saying, "Logan, me and you, I know we're pals and all, but these types of opportunities don't happen all the time. You, me, in Perth for that championship." Now Logan responds by saying, "Finally, finally someone who actually deserves an opportunity steps up to me. Grayson, I'll be honored to face you at the Elimination Chamber. I thought someone like Lala Knight or someone was gonna show up. I mean, I'm so glad it's someone like you." Logan Paul and Grayson Waller shake their hands and agree to the match. Friendly little competition at the Elimination Chamber. And that's how the segment ends. There's two more SmackDowns before the Elimination Chamber, and LA Knight is backstage talking with Nick Aldis about something, but then he runs into Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller says, "Well, if it isn't the guy who I tossed over at the Royal Rumble." How's it going, mate? Wait, actually, before you answer that question, let me tell you how my life is going. See, I'm going to be facing Logan Paul for the United States Championship in Perth, Australia. Have you ever fought for the United States Championship? LA Knight. Now Grayson Waller is, in a big, good old jolly mood. But now LA Knight responds and says, "It must feel good that the same thing that happened to Kevin Owens will happen to you. So have fun getting beat up by that man, and you let him know I got next." So in that little segment, LA Knight just said that he wants Logan Paul next. Now later on that same SmackDown, it gets announced that Logan Paul will be appearing on the Grayson Waller Effect next week. The next week arrived and it is time. Grayson Waller welcomes everyone to the Grayson Waller Effect. The SmackDown is taking place in Perth and everyone is just behind Grayson Waller. He welcomes Logan Paul and here he comes in a big old jolly mood. Grayson starts by saying, "See, this is my first time I'm getting a title opportunity on the main roster, and I'm home. I'm in the place that made Grayson Waller, the same place where I will walk out Elimination Chamber as the United States Champion." Now Logan then stops Waller and says, "Alright, you know what, let's not jump to conclusions. I get that we're in your home, but do you honestly call this your home? I mean, surely your home address isn't Perth, Australia. You gotta be a little bit more specific." But as you were saying about the United States Championship, I don't have anything against you. You're a man who takes advantage when the iron is hot, and I respect that. Now, I'm not one to say this type of stuff, but whoever walks out of Elimination Chamber is the better man. Logan Paul shows some respect for once to Waller because they are both delusional and they are both heels. And of course, when you add those together, they get along for some reason. The segment ends with both men on same terms, and now it is time for the match. Grayson Waller versus Logan Paul at the Elimination Chamber. Logan Paul comes out and he's just booed heavily. It's come on, like, yeah. And then Mr. Hometown Hero Grayson Waller receives a big ovation from the crowd. The match starts and here we go. This is Grayson Waller's biggest match in his career, fighting for the United States Championship against Logan Paul in his hometown. Grayson fights like his life is on the line. The last thing he wants to do is lose. But after 15 minutes of pure back and forth between Grayson Waller and Logan Paul lands a big frog splash and pins Grayson clean. He didn't cheat to win, and he pinned Grayson Waller completely clean. Probably one of the few times that Logan actually won clean. But after the match, Logan Paul picks up Grayson Waller and he raises his hand and he shows respect to Waller. But then L.A. Knight shows up. LA Knight has showed up and he is standing on the entrance ramp menacingly looking at both Grayson Waller and Logan Paul, knowing exactly what he wants. And that is how the match ends. Logan Paul retains and LA Knight has his sights set on the championship. Logan and Grayson don't really have any problems now. They're not beefing, they're not enemies, they're still allies. Big week next week on SmackDown. Very big beefy segment coming up. Surprisingly, Logan Paul is on SmackDown this week and he's been appearing more and more lately. Logan Paul, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory, all three of them are all in the ring. Logan first says, "Hey man, you did a great job last week. You proved to everyone that you can last in a wrestling ring with Logan Paul. You proved to me that you're big enough of a superstar to face me one-on-one for a championship. Good on you, kid." Grayson now gets all fired up and all because of the glazing that Logan is doing. And now Theory says, "We've got a problem. An L.A. Knight problem." LA Knight is summoned to the ring. He's all fired up. "You're damn right that you've got yourself an L.A. Knight, yeah, problem. Let me talk to you. When I look inside this ring, there's only one thing that I can tell you apart by, and that's that title sitting around Logan's waist. Besides that, all three of you are clowns. All three of you have the same personality. Nothing original, the same copy-paste bullshit in all three of you. All of you lined up from delusion to even more delusion. We've got Austin Theory, a guy that was United States champion. But I mean, Theory, the champ's right there. Go ahead and ask him for a title shot. Just do it. I mean, are you scared or something?" And now we've got Grayson Waller, a man that's too idiotic to realize that this man Logan Paul is using you by giving you some special treatment. And the man himself. "Logan, I'll go easy on you because see, I might have not been here for a long time, but one thing that's for certain is I made myself into a superstar without filming a dead guy in the forest." And that pushed every single button of Logan Paul. The only way Logan can respond to that is by beating his ass. All three of them gang up on LA Knight because he done crossed the line. You don't bring that shit up. LA Knight is down, getting beaten up by Logan, by Waller, by Theory. They all beat up LA Knight. It's basically a 3-on-1 handicap beatdown. LA Knight is on the floor and he just took one massive 3-on-1 beating from a bunch of clowns. But he made his statement clear and he is targeting Logan Paul as his next guy. The next week on SmackDown, LA Knight is now back in the middle of the ring with a microphone, and Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller are not in the arena. LA Knight does his stick. "Let me talk to ya. I started a one-man war against Logan Paul, a guy that recruited Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to do his dirty work for him. Do you know who I am? I am a one-man army. Say it with me. I'll keep on saying it until you get that in your head. My name is L.A. Knight, and I've been a one-man army ever since I came here. Now, if it means that I need to hold up my own against all three of you, then that's the least of my worries. What I need to do right now is to win a championship for God's sake. Your boy LA has been scratching and clawing for another opportunity after Roman Reigns screwed me real good. It's always been LA Knight. What's next? LA Knight. Now what's next in store after you lost to Roman? Well, it seems like I made that pretty obvious who's next. Logan Paul. Logan Paul, that's who's next. It seems like last week I did my job of getting his attention because I'm pretty sure I got in the head of his when I brought up some very, very informative stuff. But one thing that's for sure is if Logan Paul wants to go one-on-one with a megastar, I'm the only guy that he needs to face. I don't need to be scratching, I don't need to be clawing my way to Logan Paul. Because Logan, I've seen you use the term step up to me a lot more recently, thinking like you're on the top of the food chain. Nah, not in a million years. So I hope you see this. I hope you understand who's coming after you. I would rather look you in your eyes and say everything that I just did right now in person. And next week for crying out loud, I better have the United States champion in the middle of this ring, standing tall with all of his pride and ego aside from him, because I'd much rather say everything that I want to when you're standing right in front of me. And that ain't a statement, that's a fact of life. Yeah, LA Knight drops the microphone and he leaves the ring. It felt like LA Knight is not holding back anymore. He's had enough of the bullshit. He's from not winning Money in the Bank, from all the way from failing to beat Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. I mean, I'd be pissed too, you know. Now the next week is here, and there are 5 SmackDowns before WrestleMania. And well, Logan Paul is back. We get the Logan Paul return graphic. Logan Paul is backstage, not looking too happy. He knows what LA Knight did to him 2 weeks ago, and he knows exactly what LA Knight said, and now he has no right to be in a good old jolly mood. Now Logan Paul is in the ring once again, and he's not happy. He starts out by saying, "ALA Knight, it seems like you like bringing up the past, and after thinking about what you did 2 weeks ago, the only viable thing I can do is to get you back. Because if I recall, when it was time for you to come up to the main roster, the big leagues, the WWE thought that your LA Knight stick would not work, and they gave you, let me get, they gave you the maximum male models. You remember that? Oh, I hope you do. You made male models try to wrestle. You made them wear suits and get those models to wrestle. I mean, a man that even has 3 brain cells can figure out that that does not work. And Max, just to remind you how stupid you looked, I had Ashtoa Thiris and Gracie Walla to be my maximum male models. So come on out here, boys." And well, the shit show begins. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller come out in the most ridiculous outfits ever, trying to, I don't know, light some sparks into LA Knight's mind by bringing up the whole maximum male models thing. And now Logan is just laughing while Waller and Theory are being his maximum male models. I mean, it's kind of funny, I don't know. By the time both Waller and Theory got in the ring, LA Knight has had enough and he confronts Logan Paul. And he's not really pissed off, but he starts off by saying, "What is this going to accomplish? Bringing up my past is nothing compared to yours. You think bringing up Max Dupree is going to make me fight? Nah. Something that will is that championship, and it seems like you're too stupid to receive my hint. So Logan Paul, let me ask you one-on-one. How would you feel the megastar L.A. Knight, yeah, versus you for the United States Championship?" But then Logan stops Knight and says, whoa, hey, hold it right there, buddy. Kevin Owens got a title shot because he won a tournament. Grayson Waller got a shot because he's my man. So what did you even do to be in the same ring as me? And now LA Knight just laughs at that. See, Logan, don't play games with me. What I'm trying to do is have a normal wrestling rivalry for the United States Championship. But as of right now, it feels like taking away that title away from you is the same thing as taking candy from a baby. Because I ain't Kevin Owens, I sure as hell ain't Grayson Waller, and I'll let you know that ever since I escaped Max Dupree, I've built myself up from the ground up. I went from losing Money in the Bank to failing to win the undisputed WWE Universal Championship to Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. And now the next opportunity for a championship is going to be this, and it will be this no matter what. So if you think that I need to win a tournament and spend weeks and weeks trying to step up to a man that's been handed every single thing to him, so don't you even think for a split second that I'm doing all that. And that ain't no statement, it's a fact of life. Yeah. And then LA Knight leaves the ring. LA Knight has been getting more and more feisty with this promo game, leaving all three of these clowns speechless in the ring. So the main premise of this storyline is that LA Knight wants the championship, but Logan thinks that LA Knight is not big enough to have a match with him. Obviously, LA Knight and Logan Paul, they're definitely on the same level. So now LA Knight's like, who does this guy think he is? Logan Paul, like he's saying that I'm not on his level, but I'm way above him. Later on that same SmackDown, Logan Paul is backstage and he has a promo for LA Knight. He says, next week I'm not going to be here, but LA Knight, if you want this title so bad that you're begging on your knees, doing everything and anything to get your hands on me, see, next week, if you beat Grayson Waller and Austin Theory in a triple threat match, maybe, just maybe, I'll make the match official for you. And that's how the promo ends. So it's been made official. LA Knight versus Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller. Basically a 2-on-1 handicap match. And now it will happen the next SmackDown. The next SmackDown arrives and it is time for the match. They open up the show. LA Knight is in the ring and here comes Waller and Theory. Knowing that this is basically a 2-on-1 handicap match, the match starts and it's what you expect. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory team up on LA Knight. They work together for the entire match up until LA Knight has superpowers. He gets out of the attacks and just starts pounding away on both Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. The comeback is real, mega real. Logan sent his two goons to do damage to LA Knight, but that's not working out for him. LA Knight lands a BFT on Austin Theory. He goes for the pin, but Grayson Waller breaks up the pin. Then he goes for a BFT on Grayson Waller. Then he goes for the pin, but then Austin Theory breaks up the pin. There's only one more thing that LA Knight can do now, and that's to throw Grayson Waller out of the ring and land a BFT to Austin Theory and get the 1, 2, 3. Holy shit, that all rhymed. LA Knight wins the triple threat and outlasts both Austin Theory and LA Knight. LA Knight then picks up the mic and says, "Oh, hell yeah. Logan Paul, I hope you see what happened to your boys. They got annihilated by, say it with me, LA Knight, yeah." Mic drop and leaves the ring. Later on in the show, LA Knight gets stopped by an interviewer and is asked, "LA Knight, what's next now that you've beaten Grayson Waller and Austin Theory?" Knight then says, you gotta be kidding me. I mean, have you been watching the show? What LA Knight will do now is go on to WrestleMania empty-handed and walk out with the United States Championship, and that's what I'm gonna do. And that's all he says. LA Knight then leaves. So it's pretty clear that LA Knight vs Logan Paul will happen, but the match is still yet to be announced. The next SmackDown, Logan Paul is back in the arena and he gets out of the vehicle and he's not looking too happy. He sent Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to do his dirty work, but that did not end well. Logan storms back into the ring and makes the match official. He starts off by saying, "Me, Logan Paul, will humiliate LA Knight at WrestleMania and retain my United States Championship. You might have beaten Grayson Waller, you might have beaten Austin Theory, but you still haven't climbed the mountain yet. And right now, I'm at the top. You're chasing me, you're chasing my success. I made this championship relevant again. But now let's say you do win this title. You drop all of its value. Everything that I did in the span of the last few months, all tear down to shreds. All the work I've done, all the media appearances, all for nothing, and the championship will go back to being nothing." LA Knight then comes out to confront Logan Paul and says, "Now Logan, I get that you've done your stick, you made the title mainstream and you brought it everywhere, and you let the world know what the championship is all about, but there's only one thing that you can't do, is defend that title with honor and respect. Not once you won clean, well, besides Grayson Waller, but I mean, do you really need to cheat to beat that guy? I mean, come on." But anyways, I hope you do know how important this is to me. The United States Championship. Logan, I know you don't know all this, but This championship was held by the all-time GOATs, people who would run laps around someone like you, people who defended this title with honor and respect, people who brought great prestige to this title, and the legacy will be built up even more when at WrestleMania, at the end of the match, with everybody screaming, L.A. Knight, yeah. Logan Paul then punches L.A. Knight. Paul starts a brawl in the ring. Both L.A. Knight and Logan Paul are in the ring brawling. The punch was too much for L.A. Knight and he's down. And he's knocked out. Logan Paul got the best of that exchange. Logan just, made quick work of L.A. Knight and he proved to everyone why he's not what everyone says he is. And the segment ends with Logan Paul standing over L.A. Knight, asserting his dominance. That's how the segment ends. 2 more weeks until WrestleMania and LA Knight is back and he's back for vengeance. He's walking around backstage and he bumps into Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. LA Knight says to him, I'm not here to play games, but have you seen Logan Paul running around? And now Waller and Theory let LA Knight ask his question and then they take one good look at him, knowing exactly what's going to happen next. And there we go. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory still have some unfinished business with LA Knight, and they attack LA Knight. But LA Knight is too pissed off to be getting jumped by these two jabronis, and he puts them down and proceeds to go find Logan Paul. LA Knight now gives up finding Logan Paul and he goes out to the ring. He starts off by saying, so this is what we're doing now. This is the type of champions we have in the WWE. Beating me up, blindsiding me, throwing an illegal shot, getting away with it and not showing up to SmackDown the next week? Who do you think you are? You're not a megastar, you're not a superstar, you're just a guy that's carrying around what should be mine. So I have every single right to come down to the middle of this ring and throw shots at you. Cause what I wanted to do is to get my vengeance. But as a civilized man I am, I can wait 1 more week, 9 more days. I can finally get my hands on the United States Championship. And also, Logan, this is the final time you're gonna be seeing me because at WrestleMania, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I walk out of WrestleMania as the United States Champion. And with everybody saying, L.A. Yeah. LA Knight is all fired up and he leaves the ring. The next week is the final SmackDown before WrestleMania and Logan Paul can't make it there. But he has a video promo for LA Knight and in the promo he says, Mr. Lala Knight, you're getting a bit too confident. And you're gonna realize in 2 days why you should have never challenged me to this match because you can't climb me. The mountain will not be climbed because I'm Logan Paul for God's sake. I'm in the WWE. I'm the United States Champion and I'm not gonna let a wannabe Rock, wannabe Austin take away what I deserve. So Mr. Knight, I persuade you to bring me 110% because you'll need it when you're in the ring with me. And that's how the promo ends. Short little promo, nothing much. Logan Paul just wishing LA Knight good luck. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally time for LA Knight versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship on night 2. LA Knight makes his entrance all confident because he knows that he can beat Logan Paul and finally win the championship that he's been wanting to win. And then comes in Logan Paul, third title defense of the year, third back-to-back pay-per-view defenses, and he makes his star-studded entrance with everybody booing him. LA Knight is back to being red hot and everyone in the stadium wants Knight to walk out as champ. The match starts and here we go. Logan starts and gets the upper hand. He moves quick and makes LA Knight light work. Logan shows the 80,000 in Lincoln Financial Field that he will retain his championship against LA Knight. Pretty early into the match, Logan Paul manages to land a frog splash on LA Knight, but then LA Knight lands a bunch of neck breakers. The back and forth is crazy. These two men are fighting for one thing, and if they lose all of it. Later in the match, LA Knight takes Logan Paul up to the top rope and lands a big, beefy superplex. Both LA Knight and Logan Paul are down on the floor. Logan is extremely hurt, and Knight is also hurt, but he manages to get back up, and he goes for the pin on Logan Paul. Logan kicks out of the superplex. LA Knight is completely shocked, and it's now blow after blow after blow. Like, come on. Now, later in the match, Logan Paul lands the three amigos to LA Knight. He's completely getting booed by this since, you know, he won the title against Rey Mysterio. And now, after doing the three amigos, Logan goes on the top rope and he lands a big frog splash and he gets all of it. He goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. LA Knight and Logan Paul have been tearing each other apart for the past 20 minutes now, and it's looking like the end is near. A lot of spots happen in this match, but by the end of it, LA Knight lands the first BFT in the match. He looks around, feeling the atmosphere of the stadium, and says, "Nah, nah, 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 that's not enough." LA Knight takes Logan Paul by the announce table, and he puts Logan Paul through the announce table, because he knows if he doesn't put Logan through the announce table, eventually, at some point, Logan would have done it to him. LA Knight then takes Logan back into the ring. One last BFT to Logan Paul. He gets the 1, 2, 3. LA Knight wins the United States Championship. He wins his first championship in the WWE, and he celebrates it with the 80,000 in Philly. And this is the biggest moment of his career. LA Knight has won the United States Championship. Now, I really didn't expect this video to be this long, but I guess it is. And the next video will be Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch in a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. And after that, it's Roman versus Cody, and then we're done. I can't believe this. Like this series has been flying by. Like I'm not burnt out from making all these videos, and I'm also not bored of making all these videos. I feel like I can make more, but there's 2 more coming. And yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.